few finishing touches, and hopefully we're going to be away real soon. Looking forward to it, although the weather ain't really playing ball at the moment. So yes, day one was actually half a day. We set off from Brendon in Devon over to Clutton, which is part of Bristol and in Somerset, covering 84 miles, mainly road work on day one, trying to keep onto the B roads and not onto the main motorways and A roads. So we went cross country towards a place called Bishop's Lydyard and then cut across to Bridgwater, from Bridgwater across to Wells and then into Clutton that way. As you can see on the View Ranger map, quite a fast route. Did a little stop there for a bit of petrol and a wee, and then over to Wells, and as I said, from Wells on to the campsite at Clutton. Quite a nice route. I put it on my View Ranger and you can find it on there by just searching Chris Wilson Wearing, as you can see. Just heading over into the Bristol area now is what you can see on the map, and in a minute I shall be stopping and pitching up and you'll see some of the... There we go. And let's have a look at some of the footage now that was taken from the bike cam on our journey there. So we've made it. The hotel is up for the next couple of nights. I tell you what, I am shocked by how vast this tent is. It's Charlie, my wife's tent. It's a 4-man tent, and boy, you could probably fit a football team in this. Yeah, we've made it okay. Good time. About 2 hours 40 minutes. We didn't take any of the direct routes. We took the back roads in and around Somerset, so that made the journey a whole lot fun. Got to see some gorgeous scenery, some nice pretty little villages as well, which sort of adds to it. So tell you what, before we start anything, because it's now Wednesday night, I'm shattered. I've got to say, I'm going to give you a guided tour of what I've got here before I settle down and have my gourmet tea, which I'll show you in a minute. So if I just flip the camera around, so there's the sleeping area, the bedroom. Not en suite, quite disappointing. The general foyer area here with all my bike stuff, the helmets there, a lot of room. I could fit a football team in here, but I'd struggle. The world's most inept camping stove box. It just breaks for a living. Talking of a camping stove, there we go. The kettle is on, and if I can find my food bag, which is somewhere in here on the menu tonight. There we go. Pot noodle. Fantastic invention there. So pot noodle, and I brought a couple of hot dog sausages as well with me. So I might dig those out and have those. The site itself, it's just there it It's made it in one piece, in case you were wondering. Never missed a beat. Really, really went quite well. But this is the view around the campsite. I ain't got a clue what those green things are. I think I'm actually pitched on a clay pigeon shooting range or something, which could be quite interesting. Got a fire pit there. I might get that going later on. The things in the background are people's tents that they've left, but we won't use those to start a fire. But yeah, a lovely place. It's just one big field, big sort of forest in the middle of it. You drive round, you find your spot, you pitch your tent, which this tent's brilliant. You know, big old tent, this one. Yes, it did take a little bit of sticking together, and I've got a few running repairs to make to it tomorrow, but it's up. Eventually, we got there. As I say, the kettle's on. Unfortunately, I'm not inviting guests tonight, social distancing and all that. Just to prove I've not like propped it up against a tree or something. That's the other side of it. And that's the back. So we're going to be doing some green lanes around Somerset, Bath and North East Somerset. Might drop into the Bristol area as well, given that we are quite near. We're at a place called Clutton. We're approximately about 10 to 12 miles outside Wells, probably about the same from Bristol city centre, and you can't quite believe it, can you, out here? But we will take some footage tomorrow. But in the meantime, I've got a kettle on, I've got a pot noodle waiting, and I will catch you bright and early tomorrow morning. Morning. Very much feeling like morning after the night before, and it wasn't heavy night drinking, before anybody asks. It's first full day here in Clutton. Yeah, we are literally about half a mile from the main A road, which links Bristol and Wells and Cheddar and all that area, right down to the M5, and also on the flight path to Bristol Airport, I found out last night. But anyway, it was all good. Bar being pitched on a slight hill, and also having the world's worst camping mat as well on hard ground. Yeah, all good. So feeling a little bit tired this morning, but all okay. The plan is today to do about 80 miles worth of mixture of roadwork and green laning. So we'll see what that brings. Hopefully get some decent footage and put that together on this video. Just a little bit more about this campsite we're staying at. It's called Daggers Wood Campsite. It can be found on Facebook, Instagram and online by just searching Daggers Wood Campsite. Clutton, if you want to put the locality in as well. In terms of facilities, this is classed as wild camping, and it is very, very basic as a result. You've got a central hub with 2 portaloos, a cold water supply, come washing up bowl if you want to use that. Got 2 showers, but they are on cold water feed only. So brave that if you will. But the site is basically a lot of grassland and a wood, and it works really, really well. You can basically pitch where you want. The owners are very, very friendly. The gentleman came around last night just to check in with me and see if everything was okay. But basically, I'm paying £7 a night to stay here, which camping terms isn't bad. Let's face it, you're not going to want to be paying more than 10 and 15 quid for camping with proper toilet blocks and things like that and electric hookups. That doesn't really interest me. I've got 2 nights here. It's being used basically as a place to sleep. So that's that really. So check it out if that interests you. If you want to be literally within a 15-minute to 20-minute drive from Bristol, and then you've got all the other scenery. You know, you've got Bath about 45 minutes away, Wells probably around half an hour away, etc. This is a pretty good spot if you're looking to camp on a budget for £7 a night. Check them out. It's Daggers Wood Campsite, and I'll put the link in the description below. So the main reason of this trip was, of course, the first day. The Green Lane route was set at around 80 miles. We ended up doing 60 of them in total, going from west of Bishop Sutton down as far as south as Midsummer Norton and Radstock, across to the east of Bath, and just below Bristol in the north. We started off on some quite easy lanes. It got slightly more complicated, as you can see in this section here. Pretty slow going, and we actually ended up turning back because the lane itself was very hard to access. There was a large water pipe Not being able to access the full route means detours, which we're doing now, heading back in towards Bath there and back out again. But as a result of that, we managed to find some extra lanes, which was great. Lots of little country roads, which are just as good, to be fair. You get to see some great little villages and some great little bits of scenery. We're stopping there for a lunch break at a Shell garage. I'm sure you saw the picture on Instagram I posted. Gourmet lunch. And also needed some fuel. And making our way out of Bradstock and Midsomer Norton. Found a little lane there, as you can see. Back out towards Temple Cloud. Some great lanes out there. And heading now westbound towards the Chew Valley Lakes, which you can see on that shot there. Just to end the day. So yeah, 60 odd miles in total. And let's look at some more footage of what happened on the day. So that's it, the end of the laning trip. Short but sweet, really. As you can see behind me, the bike's looking like it has been properly off-road now. I'm liking that a lot. Great day, really, really nice day. Didn't do the full 80 miles, did about 60 of them. And that was down to a couple of things. One of the lanes was blocked. It happens. We've been making a note of that for glass and TW2 purposes. And one of the lanes was majorly restricted to 3 meters, which the bike could probably fit down, but unfortunately someone had put a barrier up to stop cars and stuff going down. It's one of those things, you just kind of go with it, and you have to make detours and whatever. Turned back on one lane because literally I wouldn't be able to have got up it. I struggled to get as far as I did, to be fair. Met some really nice guys on some trail bikes coming down the opposite way, and they let me know it was getting a bit tougher up the top, so I made the call on that to turn back, which I did, and reset the route. This is where a program like ViewRanger on both your computer, where you can plot stuff, and also your phone, where you can actually follow it, comes into its own, because you can zoom out, you can look at where you've been, you can retrace your steps, you can look at an alternative route on the fly, and basically it makes it so much easier than relying off paper maps and tracking yourself back, and you know exactly where you are all the time. It makes it dead easy. You can use it in conjunction with things like Google Maps to find things like fuel stations. Not a lot of fuel stations on this route, as you can probably expect, so I ended up again taking another slight detour off just to find one. But again, with internet technology these days and the places I work today, you know, I don't think I struggle with internet signal at all, so it was really, really good. Some great little lanes. Some of them a bit narrow. Again, another example was when I turned back when the lane was narrowing, because at the end of the day I've got to get that thing home tomorrow. That's my transport home. It's not going to load it into a trailer, onto a trailer or whatever. It's got to do another 80 miles back onto Exmoor tomorrow, so I don't want to be wrecking it. I don't want to be causing myself problems. But thoroughly enjoyable today. Really nice, even on some of the small minor roads and going through all these little villages in Somerset, and I even touched into Wiltshire today. There's some beautiful little villages, some beautiful little spots. If I had more time, if I had a few days, I'd go back to a few. Plan tomorrow is possibly do a bit more exploring in the morning. I'll take some footage of that. If not, we will head back home and hopefully film a bit of the journey, and I will speak to you tomorrow morning. In the meantime, I've got a what looks like a cup of soup. It's not, it's coffee, and I've got the fire pit just to the right of me here now, so I'm just gonna light that and just chill out for the rest of the evening, I think, and prepare for tomorrow. So just quickly, before I get too engrossed in the packing up, and as you can see, getting there already, and also before my battery on my phone runs out, because I was charging it off the bike all day yesterday and was using it last night, so therefore it's nearly flat. We're off home now, so that is it for another episode of One Man and His Quad, sort of in the field, quite literally. This episode, going to take some footage on the way home, hopefully, of the route and some of the nice scenery, because it's not just about the green lanes, it's also about the actual route itself, and I've deliberately picked a route which doesn't go on motorways and A roads, etc., just to give you a bit more scenery, or just give me a bit more scenery, and hopefully you enjoy watching it as well with me. But I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's given you some inspiration if you have a quad bike, a motorbike, or even a four-wheel drive, just to go out there and do a bit of green laning. These lanes are basically there, they still exist because of people wanting to access them. The councils are trying to close them left, right and centre, because basically it's a budget saving exercise. They then don't need to maintain them, and organisations like GLAS and the Trail Riders Fellowship, the TRF, are basically battling against this on a day-to-day basis. So if you have got a vehicle, if you do take an interest in this, please do go and check out some of your local lanes. Well worth joining either the TRF if you're a biker, if you've got a four-wheel drive, probably GLAS, Green Lane, association is your best bet. Trailwise 2 with glasses particularly a brilliant asset for me especially, or if you've got a quad bike you can probably join either of them. I'll leave that up to you. So it's the final journey home, which of course is a reverse of what we did on day one, going down some of the country lanes through Wales and into rural Somerset and Sedgemoor. We're going to take some footage, as I said before, and we're going to share that with you along with a great soundtrack as usual on One Man and His Quad. That is it from us this time. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Like I said, hope you found it a little bit informative and giving you a bit of food for thought. Don't forget you can check us out on socials by searching One Man and His Quad on Facebook and Instagram. Hopefully we'll do more updates as we go into the autumn. And in the meantime, take care guys, and I'll catch you next time and enjoy this footage.